That video you just saw was created at home with no budget whatsoever. I literally went to Walmart and bought the cans of Red Bull, and we made a mock ad for Red Bull. And if you're wondering how I did that, I'm gonna tell you. But before I get into that, guys, I know this video is a little bit different. I never make these videos and it's going to be lengthy. I've never, ever made a video where I go in depth and actually explain my editing techniques, how I make these cool videos. These mock ads that I've been making lately are pretty cool. I know when I was a beginner, I would love to know how I did that. So I owe that to myself in the past. But you, the viewer, if you are new and this does help you out at all and you learned something new today, please, all I'm asking for, you just throw a like on this video and hit that subscribe button. It really helps me out, and honestly, the better feedback, the more videos I make just like this. So without further ado, let's get right into it. Now, my main editing software I use is Final Cut Pro. I've been using Final Cut Pro for almost 3 years now, and it took me a while to learn a lot of this. And don't get me wrong, I was frustrated that I didn't know any of this back in the day, but it came with time and experience just like anything else. So it's really worth the wait. Also, this mock ad with Red Bull was shot on my Canon EOS R right now with my 24-105 lens and a couple standard lights at home. Yes, I have a good camera. Did I bury myself in debt for it? Yes, but it's an investment. So I guess that's really the only budget I had. But other than that, I had my lights at home, and I think you could do it too, especially if you are creative. And of course, I should have done a behind the scenes video, but I was so pumped to get this Red Bull footage that I really didn't think about shooting the behind the scenes portion, but I can explain every single shot that was in this. So let's just jump right into Final Cut. So first things first, for the beginners out there, I always like to put and credit myself with any art I do, shot and edited by me, or directed, or however you want to word it. Just make sure it makes it in the video, or if you put it on Instagram, put it down below in the caption. It helps. It really does. And before you know it, when you start getting bigger and people start stealing your content, you're gonna need to put it somewhere on the video, watermark it. That's what I did here. Find a subtle way to do it. So first shot out of the gate, I have my DJI Ronin S downstairs. I shot some of these shots on my DJI Ronin S. It's awesome, by the way. Just got to put that out there. So first shot I did was I used the DJI Ronin S to bring it down to the can, and from there, what I did is I used the joystick, the little joystick on the DJI Ronin S. You start up top and you press the joystick down, bring it down, try to get it right in the middle. That took me a couple tries to get that right on the logo. The next sequence is the logo, going through the logo. This one took some time, I'm not gonna lie. So how I did that and how I matched it up is I went on Google and I found a Red Bull logo with a lot of clarity, not really any pixelation at all. And what I did is I dissected the logo. I made a few duplicates of the logo. And let me tell you something too, for the beginners. 3 things expand your world immensely, like immensely. And I highly recommend putting your time and effort into this, especially if you don't know anything about it. What opens up your editing world is masking, keying, and keyframing. Those 3 open you up to new doors, which I didn't know back then. And now that I know, if you're creative, you'll understand what I'm talking about. That's a lot of this. This is a lot of what it is. It's masking, keying, keyframes. You'll see it a lot in Hollywood movies. See it a lot everywhere. And I didn't notice it before I started editing full time. And now I notice it when I watch movies. I notice how they mask stuff. I notice how they keyframe. I notice how they key. Now, obviously, After Effects, visual effects, that's a whole different ballgame, which I don't even know myself, but I would love to learn it someday. So from there, what I did is I keyframed each bull and I brought them in, added some sound effects, brought in the yellow sun behind them, the yellow circle, and you get them colliding. From there, what I did is I compound clipped, which that means you group your clips because each video layer, it's all about layers with editing. There's about 3 to 4 layers and I just grouped them all. And what I did is I Ken Burns the logo to zoom just like this. And from there, I took my next clip and put it underneath the Ken Burns bowls and I masked out the next clip. I put it under, I masked out and keyframed the next clip just like the bulls. As you'll see, go back a few keyframes, you see behind the logo, I added that. Once you are able to draw mask and keyframe the bulls, what I did is I added a Luma key transition and it came out like that. So it brings you into the next scene. I'm all about transitions when I edit because it keeps the video flowing. It's a nice way to keep the attention there. From there, what I did is I had my DJI Ronin S and it has this 360 feature, which I love personally, and it spins around. So it spins your camera around and I brought it to it. I brought it to the can. Quick little speed ramps and you get that effect right there. Bring her in, boom. From there, what I did is I put the Red Bull can on a product rotator. I have a cheap little product rotator. I bought it on eBay for 10 bucks. Gets the job done. A bunch of my product videos, it's worked great and I haven't had any issues with it. I put this on here and what I did is I masked out the sides of the Red Bull can and I keyframed with the transform tool on Final Cut over the video. And what you're going to do, bring in the next video after that, and that's with just keyframing the crop of your next video. What I did on my next clip is I figured when you open the can, you could go through the can, so I draw masked the can opening as it would, and I Ken Burns'd it. A lot of this is compound clipping, so you'd have to layer it. And you can figure it out if you dissect the video, really. You can really just take it frame by frame and you can understand it. I Ken Burns'd through the can to the next scene with a little dissolve transition in there to slowly bring it in. Because you don't want to see it right when the can opens. You want to see black because that's what you would see if you opened up a can. And you have to keyframe the mask to fit the can. Now, this one's a little bit trickier. I keyed out the key colors of the Red Bull box, and which was blue. Behind it, you put your next clip. Then once I matched to the music, because I always match to music, and again, that will make your videos flow a lot more. I can't stress that enough. We'll get into sound maybe in another video, because I'm actually currently learning more sound techniques as we speak. From there, so this is two separate shots. I shot the Red Bull can, just let it sit, film it. What I did from there is I added a cut transition, a slice transition, whatever you want to call it. I attached a string to the Red Bull can and spun it. And then from there, what you do is you speed ramp it and Ken Burns it into the can. Add a Luma key dissolve, and then boom, bring in your next shot. From there, I brought in the can. I added just some trails and I actually put 3 layers of this Red Bull can and mixed with the opacity. And we keyed with the transform tool to create this little weird effect matching to the beat. From there, what we did is I shot these are 2 separate shots combined. So it looks like you could see inside or through the box to see the Red Bull cans inside. So what I did is I shot 2 separate shots, one of the box and one of 2 cans. So it looks like it, 2 separate, layered them, messed with the opacity. You need to shoot them properly on the, kind of match them up. Use your imagination, match them up. And you mess with the opacity and you make sure they match. And then boom, you have that effect. From there, matching to the beat, I took away the box. And I did a really mediocre job of the masking in this next one, but then you get your 2 cans. I took the can out when it was rotating, and it gives me an opportunity to draw a mask in the middle of the cans to open up to my next product shot. Now this was on my rotating display and I shot this on the 360 feature on the DJI Ronin S, and I added a stabilization because it brings it in a little bit more. It looks clean. You let that play. So that's what this next shot is coming up. But as you can see, I actually messed with the Red Bull can and it turns a certain way. You reverse clip, you add it on top, and then you go into transform and then you key out where you want the can to go. So I bring it out, act like it's nothing. From there, what I did is I had the Red Bull can spin, speed ramped, matched to the music, added sound effects, Luma key dissolve. That's our best tool here. luma key, dissolve. Now this was a little tricky. So this was a shot where it's very small, it's very tiny, very quick, and I just added it and duplicated it, reversed the back end. It's the same clip, so as you can see, okay, speed ramp the hell out of that in the beginning. Boom, bring it up. Okay, back. Okay, see that? Because you're bringing it back and you speed ramp the hell out of the back end, and it gives you this crazy looking, boom. It's so fast you wouldn't notice it, but it just flows so nicely, especially with the right sound effect and the right effects that you add. And I add this little effect called M aberratic to it, and I just keyframe that too. It's a lot of keyframing, it's a lot of masking, it's a lot of just keying in general. That's our word of the day. Keying is the word of the day. Learn it, live it, love it. Boom. Bring in the next shot after you do your fast speed ramp. In. Bring in the next shot. I want to see it. Here was a rotator. Okay, I messed with the color curves. You bring in your product on the rotating product display. You make it a little fast, speed ramp, slow it down, add some Ken burns after you do your blade tool, and voila, it comes in slowly. I created wings on my iPad. I animate on my iPad, so I added that. I just luma keyed green behind the wings and drew the wings, and boom, we got some wings behind the Red Bull key. And what you have to do is you have to mask out the can so it doesn't look like the wings are in front of the can. From there, you match the beat. You always let your product finish its movement, especially with the wings, and then match the beat and bring in your logo. Now yes, that is a lot of terminology, and if you don't know what most of these are, please learn them, come back. You'll have a better understanding of how exactly I did it. If I truly sat here and did everything again, T to T to T, it would be about a 7-hour edit. That's how long it took me to edit this. Because you have to understand, draw masking, keying, each individual control point. It's a long process. And if you don't like that, then I think you have the wrong career, my friend. But that's how I made my mock Red Bull commercial. And I have other mock commercials that I'm really trying to get out there and show you guys and show companies that I can do that kind of work because I'm really interested in that. But that's how my noggin works. And if you guys have any questions and I sucked at describing this, please let me know down below. I want to make more of these and I need your feedback to make them better. But until then, guys, I hope this video did help you out and I hope to see your edits. If you have any edits or questions and you're just trying to better yourself in your editing career and shooting career, please hit me up on Instagram. I love to help people out and I love to see people grow. That's what I enjoy doing as well, on top of this right here. But until then, I will definitely see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.